In the previous video, we talked about what data interoperability is and why we need a data interoperability. Now, let's take a closer look at what makes it so challenging to implement in real-world settings. In the Data for All project, we work with 4 dimensions. Each dimension includes several items that we need to consider. This approach helps us identify the challenges related to data interoperability more clearly. For example, in ethical, when companies want to share data, they must ensure the privacy of users is protected. In organizational dimensions, there are different stakeholders with varying structure for human resource and data, and they need to work together despite these differences. In technical dimensions, data from different companies have different structure and quality. And in the regulatory dimensions, after data is integrated, it becomes unclear who is responsible for and owns the integrated data. As I mentioned in the previous slide, we have 4 dimensions, and based on these dimensions, we have defined 4 main challenges. You can see this on the slide. For each challenges, there are several items, and to better understand and solve these challenges, we need to know these items in detail. In the regulatory and ethical challenges, some items may seem similar, but they have different meanings. For example, data ownership in ethical challenge is about the responsibility to use data respectfully and fairly, even if the law doesn't require it. For example, a company should ensure that the user's data is not used in the way that could harm individuals or society. Data ownership in regulatory challenges is controlled by laws and rules. Organizations must follow legal requirements such as privacy law and contracts when using data. For example, under GDPR, companies must say who owns personal data and how it can be used. In organizational challenges, companies are often unaware of what data other companies collected or used. And in many cases, they don't know how to share their data. In technical challenges, data quality challenges happen when data is missing, not matching, or contains mistake, which make it difficult to integrate and use correctly. For example, 2 transport companies may record trip times in different units, causing error when integrated. During our research and through the survey that our partners from different countries filled out, we discovered a large number of issues related to data interoperability. These issues come from many different sources, which makes them hard to manage and sometimes confusing. You can see these issues on the slide, and I want to talk about some of them. Resistance to change means people don't want to use new technology. For example, in the fan mobility project, the football club's teams prefer old ways like posters and websites and doesn't want to share data with others. This makes it harder to build a smart system for fans. Scalability. When data grows and comes from many sources, all tools cannot handle it well. In transport systems, it is easy to combine data from a few companies, but as more join, the system can slow down if it is not designed to grow. Awareness of ethical consideration means asking user for permission before collecting their data and using it only for the right purpose. To deal with this, we realized we need a clear system to organize and group similar issues so they are easier to understand. We look at the different steps involved in working with data. Each step can have its own interoperability challenges. By linking issues to these steps, we can identify the main problems and plan better solutions. I'll show this step called data phases in the next video.